Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will be looking at how to integrate the Google login functionality inside React.js application. So this is actually the demo right here that you can see on your screen. We are running this application on localhost 3000. We have a login with Google button. So as I click this button, I will be redirected to the consent screen where you can actually select your Google account. Just grant the permission to this project, and then it will actually show all the details such as the profile details, user ID, user display name, email address, and the profile picture. So these three details it will show like this. So I'll be showing you how to implement this. You can do this for any account. So this is really important if you want to register user. Show a login with Google button, and after when they do it, we will not be using any third-party package. I will show you from scratch how I did this by going to Google API. Then I get the access token programmatically and get all this information. So you will be getting to understand how this authorization flow works. So this is everything coded right here. If you need the source code, the link is given with full documentation and support. So if you are interested, the link is given. You can directly purchase it from procodestore.com. After you purchase it, you will be redirected to Google Drive where you will actually get this zip file automatically downloaded from Google Drive. So the link is given. So let's start the tutorial step by step. And what I will do, I will simply navigate to the projects directory, and right here I will simply make a new project which is npx create Vite app, and then we will say the name of the project, which is React login project, and then we need to specify the template here, which is React. So here we are using Vite as a development environment, npx create Vite app followed by the project name, and then the template is React. Simply enter it, and now it will actually scaffold a simple React.js project inside this directory, React login project auth2. So now you can cd into this project, React login project. So open it inside VS Code. So this will be the directory structure. We have a Vite config file as well, which is available. This is the index.html. This is a source directory. We have a JSX file right here. If I just stop this previous project and start this project, npm run dev, this is the command right here. So we need to install all the modules. Simply npm i, so this will install all the packages right here. So we forgot to do that. So it will install all these packages and create a node modules folder inside the root directory. So just wait for the installation to finish. It's really quick as compared to the create React app. That's why I use the Vite development engine. So it makes the process way more easier. So just wait, it is installing. You will see it has created the node modules folder. So now it's finished. So now we can run the project npm run dev. It will start the development server localhost 3000. So now it is listening on localhost 3000. You will see that this is actually the basic React project in Vite, and we can edit this page. remove everything from here, then just single hello world message. So right here guys, first of all we need to write inside here, we need to declare some state variables. First one we will be declaring for access token, we need to get the access token. So access token, set access token. We will be using the useState hook. The initial value will be null. And then we will be using the useEffect hook. So this useEffect hook will automatically execute whenever your component is loading for the very first time. And here you need to pass a dependency which is empty array. So this will only execute, this means that it will only execute only once. So right here we need to make a function and call this handle redirect. So right here we just need to make this function. So this will be a async function. So right here we will be first of all so here inside this function guys, first of all we will be exchanging the authorization code that we will get with access token. So this function is solely responsible for that, but before that we just need to get this authorization code. So how we can do that? It's very easy. So we will simply have a condition right in the JSX, but before that we just need to include CDN for Tailwind CSS. So we have this CDN right here. So just include this full CDN. Go to the index.html and just after the title paste the CDN. So after you do this, we can use these Tailwind classes, container mx auto, if-4. So right here you will have a condition that if the access token is not present, in that case we need to show the login button to the user. So we will say Google OAuth text 3XL. So if you just refresh now, there you will actually see this heading right here, because this condition evaluates to true. The access token is not present, it comes out to be false, so that's why it is executing it. And now after this we will be actually showing the Google login button. So for this we just need to create a simple components folder. Right inside this we will define Google login button, JSX, and also the profile component as well. It's a simple functional component. Now we can simply include this Google login button. So you can see it has VS Code is automatically imported it for me. So you will see Google login button is showing right here. So now in the next section guys, we will be actually writing the Google login button component, and then we will proceed from here. So now in this section guys, we will be writing this Google login button component that we defined. So inside this component we just need to declare some things. First is the client ID and also the redirect URI. So redirect URI will be the same homepage URL, localhost 3000. After you grant access, it will be redirected to this homepage. And here, as I already told you, you need to go to Google Cloud Console. We need to get this information from, just have OAuth client ID. In order to get OAuth client ID, you just need to select web application, and in both these fields you just need to paste the home page, which is localhost 3000. Click on create, and it will actually give you both the client ID and the client secret. So don't copy this my information, so it will be different for you. Paste it. This is actually the client ID, and in the JSX we will simply have a button. We will give it a class to it, BG Blue 500. PY2 PX4 rounded, and here we will be also be attaching a on click listener to it. So when we click it, this login with we will be executing this function, which is handle login. So the label will be simply saying login with Google. Just define this function right here. So if you just refresh, you will have a simple login with Google button. So right when we click this button, what should happen? We will actually be constructing this authorization URL. It will actually go to this URL, https://account/google.com/o/version2/ this is all constant version2/auth, and then we need to here provide the client ID. Just make sure you write backtick symbol right here so that we can directly embed variables. So client ID is equal to, and here we embed the variables client ID and redirect URI is equal to, and here we just need to say the response code, response type is equal to code. We need to get the authorization code first of all, so that's why response type is code. And the scope here will be multiple scopes, so email, and then we will simply say %20 for the spacing, profile again %20, email, profile, and the last value will be prompt is equal to consent. So it will be a consent screen shown to the user. So you can see it's a very long URL where we provide the client ID, redirect URI, then we have the response type, which is authorization code we need, and then the scope information, email %20, which is for space encoding, and prompt variable is consent. And here we just need to redirect the user to this URL. So we can directly do this by window.location.href is equal to auth URL. So if you just see, click this button, it is saying to us that the URL is not found. Let me check. Let me copy this. Okay, that needs to be O, not P. Sorry, I made a mistake. This needs to be O. So just change it. So it is saying that missing required parameter, which is redirect URI. Just check, guys, if I made a mistake here. So this needs to be redirect underscore URI. Redirect underscore URI. So it is saying missing parameter client ID. Sorry, this needs to be client underscore ID. So in coding, guys, sometimes you can make mistakes, so just refresh again. So you will see it will now show you this consent screen. You need to select your account, grant the permission, and then it will navigate to this callback URL, and you will see in the URL we get this authorization code, this value. So that's exactly what we want, this authorization code. Now we can use this for access token. You will exchange this authorization code for access token. Now after getting this, this function will get executed automatically. So now to exchange this with access token, it's very easy. So right here in this function, we will get this authorization code from the params URL search params and window.location.search, and then we will search for this params.get code. We will actually get this authorization code, and now if the authorization code is available, and then in that case we will say the client ID we need the client secret as well in this case to get the access token, and then the redirect URI as well, which is simply http localhost 3000, and then inside this try catch block so right here we will basically make a simple Axios call. It's await axios.post. So Axios is available directly in the browser, so you don't need to install it. googleapis.com/token. We'll make a simple post request. I think, yeah, you do need to include Axios. You need to import this from Axios, and we haven't installed it, so npm i Axios. So install this package. So it's a client, HTTP client for making request inside your React.js application. Just install this and start your development server. So you'll make this post request. After here we need to provide the second argument as the information, which is the client ID is equal to the client ID. Client underscore secret is equal to client secret. Code, here we need to pass the code, which will get authorization code, and here the grant underscore type here will be authorization code. And then here we need to lastly provide the redirect URI to redirect URI. Now we will actually get the access token inside our response dot data field. We'll basically set the access token by using the hook function response dot data dot. This will be a property contained access token. So if you just refresh now, it will happen. If you check the console, it is saying to us that HTTP over to Google API's token was from origin was blocked by CORS policy. Okay, sorry, this needs to be HTTPS. Sorry, this needs to be HTTPS. I made a mistake. Local was 3000. I think I made a typo mistake somewhere because this URL must exist. OAuth2 axios.post. Okay, sorry, we haven't replaced our client ID, client secret. That was the issue, guys, which was there. We do need to include the client ID and the client secret as well. So that was the issue. Simply copy. You can't directly call it. You need to pass your information as well. So client ID and the client secret. This will be different for you, so don't copy this information. So again, if I try to, you will see the code will be there right here, and if you check in the console, access token will be there in the response. So this is actually the information. Access token, it expires in 3600 seconds, which is essentially a 1 hour. This is ID token, this is the scoping information, all that stuff. Bearer token, this is. So this is now we are getting this access token, and after you get access token, you can call any Google API with it. So now after this, we can actually also make sure we redirect the user back to the home page. So window history, replace state, right inside this document.title and window.location. This will essentially redirect user back to the home page. So you will not see this authorization code in the URL. So if you do this, you will be redirected back to the home page if you see. So you will not see that authorization code still in the URL. So this is really useful, this code. So after you do this, guys, now we can directly write the profile page as well. So we can have a condition right here like this. If the access token is present, in that case we just need to show the profile page. We will basically pass the access token as a prop to this component. So right in the profile component, we will be getting this access token passed. You will see that. So now to show this profile information, guys, it's very simple. Using this access token, now we can get this profile information about the user. So first of all, we will be having a state variable, profile data, set profile data, use state null. So by default it will be null. We will be using the use effect, which will essentially run when this component loads. Again, we will be writing a function which will actually fetch the profile of the users. So fetch profile data. So it will be a async function. So just format the document right here. So right here we have a try catch block. So here we will again be making a simple Axios call, and this will be a get call, and it will be making to this route www.googleapis.com/OAuth2 /version2 slash user info. And right here we now need to provide our access token as a header. So now in the second argument, in the header section, we now need to provide our authorization, which will be a simple bearer followed by your access token, which is passed to this component as a prop. You can see we have received this prop as an access token. After you do this, we can set the profile info, set profile data to be the profile response coming dot data. That's all. So now we can display this profile information in the JSX. So right here we can have profile page, and then here you will be comparing. If profile data exists, in that case we just need to show this information. First is the name, so inside curly brackets profile data dot name, this is the email address. If you just refresh now, if you now grant permission and so it is saying that profile is not defined. So just make sure that you include this component right here, profile. So now it is included automatically. You will see that the display name is showing, email address is showing, and in the similar way you can also show your profile picture as well. So You can see that the profile picture is now also showing. So in the next step, guys, you can even extend this application to save this information in some form of a session, so that whenever you lose information, you don't need to again and again grant access to this. You can store this information in a database, MongoDB, MySQL, or you can store it in a session as well. So in this basic way, guys, you can interact with Google OAuth and integrate this login. So we haven't used any third-party package. We just do it from scratch. Everything I showed you in this video. If you still have doubt, you want to purchase it, the link is given. You can directly purchase it, the full source code, from my website. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I will be seeing you in the next one.